September, October. Well, September, you're preparing for an AHL season. You're coaching in the AHL. Now you're going to be preparing a team for the Stanley Cup Final. Maybe just the thoughts on this process and on this year and on your journey.
I don't have any words. This is remarkable. It's amazing. I just hopefully at the time hoping I get my American League team into the playoffs, and we'll see what happens from there. And for me to be going to the Stanley Cup Final with this organization, it is awesome. But I know everyone said it. We want 4 more, but right now this is pretty awesome.
Third row on the left, Jason.
Chris, this is for Cam. He's wondering, who are you thinking about now and why?
Well, my family, obviously, would be the biggest one. My wife, I just think about the sacrifices she made for me to be here and coach. How many times we've moved and how many jobs she's given up. Looking back, I was thinking about today, and if I was go back, I was thinking probably made some poor decisions for her to quit the good quality jobs that she had for me to chase some low-paying, below poverty wages, just to see what happens. And so obviously she's definitely the first one I'm thinking of. She's here tonight. Unfortunately, I wish my kids were here, but hopefully I get to see them soon. But those 3 are the ones I'm thinking about.
And Chris, to the game tonight, Stu Skinner obviously played great. You get up 2-0, and I don't think your game plan was to sit back as much as you did. Can you kind of walk us through what you were going through when you're seeing it unfold about tonight's game?
Yeah, it's one of those games where it's never the intention to sit back, and it's kind of what happened in the game where we got down 2-0 against Dallas in the series, and then they kind of sit back and we just push and push, and once you have the momentum, it's hard to change that. And I just think we were always playing safe, always just getting pucks over the blue line, and what happens is you just end up not having the puck and you end up having to defend, and I think that's what it was. Each guy was so cognizant they did not want to make that mistake, and it ends up we ended up defending. I thought we did a great job defending. I thought we did a really good job on that part of it, on not giving up very many scoring chances. But the fact that we had to defend as much as we did was not what we want to do.
Second row on the left, Derek.
Hey, Chris, you've known Connor for a long, long time, and he's been under so much pressure to get this team to this point and beyond, and to win a Stanley Cup championship just because of well he's played. Just what does it mean for you to see him succeed like this and come out and have a big game like this and, be 4 wins from the ultimate goal?
He was our best player tonight. He really stepped up and made a lot of good plays. I don't think there was a shift when he was on the ice that he wasn't making a difference. I'm sure I wasn't here, and I don't know the past, and obviously a lot of pressure for this, on him being the best player and the captain of this team, and for him to go to the Stanley Cup Finals, very happy for him. And all he's done through the playoffs is elevated his game, and that's not easy to do. You are the best player in the NHL, and now you're getting into a more competitive situation against better teams, and now you're even better than you were when you were the best player. And tonight he was the best player on the ice. And you think about that first goal that he scored in the power play. I've seen that play numerous times. Not that play, but I've seen him do something like that, but never against one of the best defensemen in the NHL. So, Connor stepped up and played a heck of a game tonight.
Second row on the right.
You over here, Chris. You had a reaction to the fans out there when you sat down. What's it like to be able to do this in front of the hometown crowd, in front of all this support?
I love it. I'm glad that we were able to do this in Game 6 at home in front of these fans. The support, the energy, the excitement. I don't think I haven't experienced it. We're in an NHL market, and it's, I lived here a long time ago when I was, attended the University of Alberta. And, you start to get drawn in. You feel the excitement with everyone getting revved up about the playoffs and how the team is doing. And, I became a little bit of an Oiler fan when I lived here just because of that passion around the community. And now when I'm part of the organization and I'm living it, it feels so much more. And, it's nice to see that everyone enjoyed themselves and got to see a good hockey game, and going to get to watch some more hockey, which is really nice.
Front row left, Bob.
Kris, you outscored Dallas 5-0 special teams in this series. Second series in which you didn't give up a goal when you were shorthanded. Just a thought on, and Skinner was terrific, yes, but that group collectively overall and the contributions you got from them.
Yeah, I look back and where that all started on the penalty kill. The penalty kill when I got here was struggling, and I'm not taking any credit on this penalty kill. It's not my responsibility. It's Mark Stewart, who's done a tremendous job on that. The only thing I'll take credit for was giving him that responsibility to do the penalty kill. And I've said this before, I wasn't sure. I didn't know Mark, and he'd never run the penalty kill. And I didn't know him as a coach. I knew he's fairly green and hadn't been doing this very long, but there wasn't many options, and we gave him that responsibility, and he has done a fabulous job with it. And I don't think we'd be here today if our penalty kill hadn't been as strong as it had been through all the series.
Front left, Mike.
Kris, just a couple quick things. First of all, you worked with Connor when he was a teenager that was younger than everybody else in the OHL. I mean, does he still astonish you sometimes, even as a coach, where you're sitting there looking at him do something going like, wow, I never expected that? And the second part of my question would be, you're from a town of like 300 in rural Saskatchewan. What's the journey been like when you look out the window and see all those people and think about where you've come from? There might be more people out there than live in your town where you grew up.
There is definitely more people on this street than in my town. There's maybe 3 or 4 times as many people on that road. I am very proud of where I came from. There's at the end of the season, one of the last weekends when we were playing Arizona, there was a bus trip from people from my hometown that came, and I got to see them and I got to address them here in this room. And it was nice for them to come and give me the support. And I'm very proud of that. And it's nice. It's a great feeling to be here right now where I am. And when I was a kid, thinking about getting to the NHL and having the opportunity to play, win a Stanley Cup, I thought about, always wanting to do it as a player, and then eventually you realize you're not going to be able to compete as a player, and maybe you can do it as a coach, and now we get this opportunity.
Fort.
Connor still does astonish me. I think that he won't be able to do it, but tonight, with that play he made tonight, he astonished me again.
Fourth row left, Daniel.
Kris, just 9 shifts and 4:39 for Vander Kane. Any update on him?
Yeah, it's obviously it was injury related, and fortunately we've got this week before we play on Saturday, and we're optimistic that he'll be playing on Saturday.
Another thing is, just Connor said this was always part of the plan getting to this point, and everyone has seen this team build and build. But when you got here, you talked about things were not looking very good. Did you sense that there was just so much kind of built up and so much kind of weighing on them early in the year that you kind of had to dig out from under a little bit?
Well, I knew there was a really good team here. There's good players. and things were gonna sort themselves out, and how they were gonna sort out, we weren't sure how well. We weren't anticipating 8-game and 16-game winning streaks, but definitely a team that was going to rebound and get into the playoffs and have a strong push in the playoffs. Absolutely, that was the plan. I think at the time when I joined it, and I think anytime you get a coaching change, there's usually frustration, and there's definitely frustration on how the team had been playing and where they were in the standings, and we just had to kind of sort things out and just look short term and just start putting together some little win streaks. And I think they were able to do that.
We'll take 3 more. Center left.
Kris, like you just mentioned, week break now. How long do you allow a team to savor this win before bearing down and looking ahead to the final?
I'm pretty sure I'll give them the day off tomorrow. We obviously getting to Florida is a long trip. We'll probably have a couple days off, get in a couple practices before we play on Saturday. So, we'll probably have the players come in later and kind of get in some video and kind of prepare them for Florida. And then, we'll probably be on the ice maybe on Wednesday.
Second row right, Andrew.
Hey, Kris, 13 seasons, Nugent Hopkins, 10 Draisaitl, 9 McDavid. Did you spy them right after the game with a chance to celebrate with a trophy, if not the trophy yet?
I have not got to talk to them. I think they've been congratulated and around the room. Definitely somebody I want, those 3 that I want to reach out to. They put so much into this organization. They've elevated their play every single time, and it's nice to see them get rewarded with an opportunity to go to the Stanley Cup Final.
Last one, front row left, Mark.
Kris, this team's always been about scoring goals. They got superstars. You win this game on 10 shots on goal. You win it on a penalty kill that hasn't let a goal the whole series, and you win it on a goaltender that was better than the other guy. Is it a bit of a metaphor for where this team had to get to in order to really succeed the way it has?
It is so nice to see us win games through contributions, through other people who have probably been kicked and dragged through the mud, and just where a lot of things that were said about this team that we couldn't do this because our goaltending wasn't good enough. We can't win because we rely on scoring goals, and we need 4 or 5 every night. We don't check well enough. We don't have a good enough penalty kill. Just all those things. And through the playoffs, and you can't have success unless you're good at all those things. And each night it's a little bit different. Stu, nice to see him have a game like this. We don't win this game unless Stu is terrific. Tonight he was terrific. And I think through the series, he has been terrific. Maybe one goal that maybe he wants back, but I think he had an outstanding series. And it's nice to see guys like that, and there's many other guys in that room too, where they've been told that you're not good enough, but I beg to differ. They are.